Recently, I had some people ask me some tips and stuff for crafting, how I got my crafting leveled up. So I've got most of my trade skills up to 250 or higher, all the way across the board, except for furnishing, cooking's at 240, and then obviously fishing and music, they're, whatever. So getting started in crafting, the first thing that I can tell you, the easiest way to really do it is to go to this website, gaming.tools.newworld, and go to these crafting leveling guides. They help quite a bit. These are what I used. You don't have to follow them explicitly, but if you go to armoring here, let's say you're at 150 armoring, you're trying to get to 200 for the day. Let's just say that. You can import your servers. So I'm on server Arctica right here. Wow, 2 days ago. So you can import your server stuff. 2 days ago, obviously the prices are going to be completely wonky at this point, so that may not be the best way to deal with it. You may not even want to put in the prices if that's the case, if it's from a long time ago. And this will tell you exactly what to craft and what is the cheapest way. So this is kind of a good starting point. It's telling you to use cinnabar, coarse leather, and then shade cloth, because those are usually cheaper. And so your total net cost is going to cost you this much when you first buy the stuff, but then after you craft it and then break it down, your net cost is only going to be this much or whatever. And that's kind of what it's getting at. So you can use this to get through that. So that's one of the ways that I do recommend working on leveling your trade skills. That's just for armoring. But go here. You also want to look at things like these journeyman smith research. You want to try to get these things. So valuable scraps, buy infused weapon scraps from the vendor or from the merchant, whatever the thing is called, auction house. Buy these as well, and then you can use these to level up and get a decent amount of XP from each one. So like one of these is 15,000, one of these is 58,000. So that will help you level up very quickly. And then also you want to look at these kind of things that says first craft bonus right here. And you're going to get approximately three times the amount of XP each time you craft one of these. So crafting one of these is very, very beneficial. It helps you out in the early parts. And then you also want to make sure you're using the cheapest materials possible, because as you saw right here when we were looking at the website, it's saying to use cinnabar, coarse leather, and shade cloth, because the cinnabar and the shade cloth are much cheaper versions. This is a tier 5 component, so I can make tier 5 orichalcum items without using the actual tier 5 ore, which is going to be a lot more expensive. So if we were to go over here, I'm actually going to do this with mouse and keyboard because it's a lot easier. So if we go to like resources, go to raw resources, go to ores, and you can see like a tier 5 orichalcum here. If we were to buy it, is going to cost us, that's orichalcum ore. We need to find the finished product. Hang on a second. Refined resources, and we want to go to ingots, and then we want to go to orichalcum ingots. So it's a tier 5. That's going to be 11 gold each. But if we actually go to the cinnabar, so cinnabar here, this is also a refined, like ready to craft with, and it's only 5 gold. So it literally is the same thing, but it's half the price. So you're saving a ton of money if you're going to be spamming a bunch of different recipes over and over and over. So sometimes you have to use certain types of things, like in that case. In the case of this right here, I think you have to use coarse leather. You can't use any other type of leather. Not 100% sure on that, but double check when you go to the auction house and see. But in the shade cloth, you can use a tier 2 shade cloth. This is much cheaper. So yeah, you just want to be looking for those kind of things to make it cheaper for you. You're not trying to go for max gear score, because if you try to go for like the max gear score, let's say I was going to come down here and I want to craft a mithril rapier, and I'm going to use my prismatic stuff here. This is going to give me 87,000 XP for the 630 gear score. But if I use my minimum stuff, like the cheapest stuff that I possibly have, you're still getting 87,000 XP. You don't need to use the high quality stuff, the most expensive resources to craft this if you're just going to be scrapping it anyway. So definitely, be using the cheapest stuff that you can possibly find. I do recommend going to the auction house and buying that. It's going to be better for you and faster for you. It is going to cost a lot of money, but if you want to get some money, there's easy ways to do that. You can do your activities. You can get like 5,000 gold a day just by doing the expeditions and the mutated expedition activities. And then you can just go to the auction house, spend that 5,000 gold on those materials, and you can level up all of your trade skills very quickly. And that's basically how I